I'm coming to you from the liminal space in between the worlds where everything is possible and nothing is off limits, and we're on the precipice of something new that we don't know if we've quite earned yet. But I suppose life isn't about earning it, it's about living it. And there are so many things that are happening right now that make life seem like it's not worth living. Trust me, I know. Trust me, I feel it. I am startled by the depth of my own emotion that I experience on a daily basis. I wake up and I'm just in this depth, in this shroud of feeling that I have no idea how to even conceptualize or put words to, but maybe I'm not meant to. Maybe that's the earning that I think I still have to do. And ultimately, it's ancestral. Ultimately, it comes down to centuries and centuries of slavery being ingrained into my psyche, into my bloodstream via cultural epigenetics. And that slave consciousness is a very, very sticky fellow. It has been coming up so much for me lately as I navigate this bridge between the worlds, as I leave the colonized world and its workings behind and completely devote my attention to the construction of the place that we're going to. And I demonized that consciousness unknowingly for a very long time, but that's just kind of what happens when you're raised Christian. Anything that isn't explicitly of the light is immediately written off as being demonic or of the devil. But our shadow and the parts of us that we repress just want the light too. They just want to be seen too. And it is so easy to shove that away and push it into the corner, shove it into the closet, throw it under the bed without actually looking at where it came from, looking at why it's there. And also, even scarier a lot of the time, looking at how it's trying to help you. My slave consciousness shadow literally shows up and tries to stop me from stepping out of my comfort zone, from expressing myself, from doing things that deviate from the slave script, because when slaves deviated from their script back in the day, they were hung, they were executed. And I hear this consciousness that tells me that I can't do the things that I'm doing. I can't show my face on the internet and pick up a microphone and talk into it because I'm black. Because they'll kill me because I'm black. And it's a valid fear. Oh my God. All things considered, like, it's not like it hasn't happened before. I was reading Mad Worlds, The Politics of Mental Health by Micah Fraser Carroll. And Malcolm X was actually one of the key figures that white psychiatrists used to formulate a term called protest psychosis, which they said the symptoms of were delusional anti-whiteness and anger and hostility. And they came to associate people's righteous anger, frustration, hatred even of systems that were killing them as schizophrenia. They institutionalized or sought to institutionalize the black radical tradition that has literally been the undercurrent of anything important that has ever happened ever at any point. And Ismatu Gwendolyn has an essay called There Is No Revolution Without Madness, I think is what it's called. And that essay, I haven't read it in a while. I need to reread it. was what gave me the sort of go ahead to just be completely unhinged online and like actually try and see how much of what I'm saying will land, despite how terrifying it can be to just literally look at yourself, turn on the camera, and speak. GF speaks. But it's like, I was always meant to do this. I was literally always meant to do this. I was put here to shine a light on things that exist within the shadows, because I have been a shadow walker for, well over a decade at this point. I had a very inappropriate relationship with the kitchen knives when I was in 5th grade. I was having a lot of thoughts and feelings about those knives that honestly have not fully gone away. They have translated into my adulthood. I'm 26 now. And I was having these initial thoughts, at least the first time that I can remember having them was when I was 10. So that's 16, almost 17 years of passive, sometimes active suicidal ideation, which quite frankly, I'm choosing to look at as my base material in this alchemical equation, because my suicidal ideation has become a knife of its own. It has become an edge that I have been curving my life around, and maybe I shouldn't be doing that. That's very possible. Maybe I should find another edge, but I don't know. There's something about this one that's just so delicious. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to put down. It's dreamy. Maybe this means that I'm spending too much time in suicidal ideation consciousness, which that also is probably the case of the matter. Is that how you say that? The matter of the fact? The case? Whatever. I know that this suicidal ideation just wants to take me deeper into what has been asking to be integrated. And my willingness to hop, skip, and jump out of a situation, out of a world, out of a reality is actually what makes me a chaos magician, a master paradigm shifter, and world builder. I can use this knife to cut through illusions of universes and move the curtain aside and step through and bring through whatever needs to come through. And I'm like, am I the only one? I can't be the only one who's here. There's no way, because if I'm the only one who's here, then that means I need to start writing a book now. And God, I need to email that publisher back. That's the other thing. When you spend so long being suicidal, you don't really know what to do when you get these amazing opportunities that just kind of like land in your lap, because you didn't ever really spend time developing the capacity to hold these bountiful blessings, because you didn't really think that you would ever be here to accept them. And it's been a learning curve for me of like, oh yeah, I have interest from a publisher in a book written by me that is going to essentially weave together a bunch of the spiritual traditions that I have traversed through, been held by, as a sort of love letter / memoir / call to revolutionary action, because in all honesty, there is no revolution without God. And I think that part has gotten lost. And I do believe that a massive part of the Black radical tradition and why it was so influential and iconic is because of the spiritual aspect that was there. And there was a deep spiritual foundation of the movement. Yes, it was Abrahamic. However, I think that it's worth revisiting the rituals, revisiting the prayers, revisiting the spells that we are bringing into our movements and aligning on a major level, on a large scale, to the same energetic bandwidth as we quantum tunnel through space and time to our liberated future 22 years from now. I mean, we'll see if it's 22 years exactly, but that's how long Pluto's in Aquarius. It's until 2048. So that's plenty of time for a lot of things to happen, but I would like to be actively involved in the process of my liberation. I don't want it to be something that's just served up to me on a silver platter. I actually want to put my hands in the bowl and mix things and get a little bit messy, because this is our lives. This is our children's lives, our great-grandchildren's lives. This is the animals' lives. This is the plants' lives. This is the essence of the earth that we are talking about here. It seems as though we should bear our souls a little bit more to the process. Like, this isn't something that we can just wait for passively. As much as we are in this sort of girl boss passive income sort of era, it's like, is that even the way that we should be thinking about labor as something that's passive? Like, I want the work that I do to be active, and I want it to be something that can sustain the moment in which it is being received. And there really only is one moment. There's one eternal present now. And if the work that I'm doing is present now, and if it holds water now, if it resonates now, then it resonates forever. And that's all that I'm concerned about, truly. Like, if there's something that I could say that massages the neural pathways within your brain, literally in any capacity, if something that I string together in this stream of consciousness dialogue sparks an inspiration, an idea, a feeling, run with it. See how far it will take you, because that's not by accident. There are no accidental transmissions. You receive what you receive when you receive it from the transmitter, all by design. And I suppose this is my first time allowing myself to be a channel for what I know wants to come through me so deeply. And it has taken me a while to get to a point of, I want to say humility, but I'm having trouble with that word, especially as I navigate my Christian conditioning, because I do believe that there is an aspect of the whole humility conversation or argument that just sort of makes the case for women and Black folks staying small and silent. And how helpful actually is that for what I am trying to do? Not helpful at all. My name is GF Speaks. I have to speak clearly, expressively, and without guilt and without fear and without judgment and without apprehension, because I trust and I know that even if I do say something that rubs someone the wrong way, it's not the end of life as I know it. Life does continue. And that's just the ego, I suppose, getting so caught up with determining, am I going to be correct? Am I going to be right? Am I going to say the right thing, whatever right is? Because, I mean, how many genocides are happening right now, and how many people think this is perfectly all right? That we are just completely wiping off entire civilizations off of the planet, and have been, quite frankly, for centuries. This is not a new phenomenon, as much as I hate to say that. The access and the clarity with which we're able to see it is new and jarring and needs to be studied. Like, the impact that is having on our psyches needs to be studied, please, Lord. But I think about King Leopold in like the 1860s, 10 million Congolese people dead. And so it really all started when we were separated from Source. We were made to forget our connection to the Source. We lost that. It was taken from us. And going back into your spirit, going back into your soul, and finding the edge where that was severed, finding the gap in between those two cosmologies of connected and disconnected changes and shifts everything. And usually this happens for me during meditation, but I can feel just like it's animist almost. Like I am wrapped up in the interconnected web of everything that exists, and I am being lovingly and nourishingly held by all that is, and the vibrations that come from my throat move matter. Wow. We just went on a journey through my consciousness really fast. It happens a lot, and I'm happy that I was recording and also just like expressing myself, because I usually just stay in the mind palace. And if you stay in the mind palace for too long, then you'll just kind of realize that there are low-key shooters in the mind palace, and it's like, bro, I literally live here. Why are you shooting me? But that's why you have to leave and let the shooters do their thing, because, you know, players gonna play. It's just the way that it is, you feel me? So yeah, I need to become better at drawing. And that is something that I will be working on in the coming days. I will tease out these thoughts that I experience and then try to draw them, because I think that would probably be better, be more helpful of a visual aid than anything that I could do with my words, because I think in like 4D. And that seems like it would be easier to draw than just use words. Sometimes the fact that we are limited to the English language, or some of us are limited to only the English language. I'm one of those people, unfortunately. I get so annoyed because it's inherently limiting, it's inherently restrictive, and it also just feels linear and non-poetic. And it's like, why am I speaking the language of an island that is literally this big in comparison to the rest of the world? Well, I know why, but that doesn't make it any less annoying. You know what I mean? Ugh. Anyways, I think that earth angels are the ones who have these like massive cosmic sewing needles, and they use that to weave together the tapestries of space and time as it transcends and unfolds through this divine existence that we call life. I believe that earth angels are stewards of revolutionary change. I believe that an earth angel is extremely attuned and sensitive to surroundings and to energies and to little tiny ripples within the cosmologies that exist all around us. And as a result of that, earth angels are the ones who can lift those from the shadows, bring the light down, and usher in new paradigms with ease once they actually relax into their wings and choose the fluttering life rather than a life that is completely limited to what happens on the ground. And so that's where I'm at in my journey, is realizing that, hey, if this were 60 years ago, they'd be telling me that I have protest psychosis too. They'd be trying to put me into the box of schizophrenic too, because I'm daring to challenge and rebuke artificial whiteness. And I am ushering in the true light and welcoming the darkness that has always been there waiting to embrace me. The sweet, sweet darkness. The sweet, sweet darkness. And Lord knows Christianity is so anti-Black. Oh my God. So anti-Black all the time. Like it's built into the religion. Anti-Blackness is literally built in. Like, it's hard to even have a conversation that doesn't involve a complete demonization of the shadow. Like, it's wild, bro. But I be in them shadows, okay? I was gonna say I'm not afraid of them. Sometimes I do experience fear, but I don't allow the fear to possess me and take me over. At least I try not to. Sometimes fear gets the best of me. But if you're able to see your fear as fear, then you're doing pretty good, I would say. I would say you're actually well on your way to success, in my opinion. So that's the transmission. That's what I'm dropping. That's what's on my spirit to say. I want you to know that I love you. And this is a portal that you're entering in and moving through, and enjoy it. Receive it. Love it. Let it completely enrapture you. Become intimate with this level of life up close, and watch how things start to change. See ya.